Hello? Okay, good. So today we're going to start with a reading, and then during the reading, we're going to do some different exercises, including vocabulary, including fill in the blank, or including short answer. It could be different exercises. And also, if we have time, we can have some writing of sentences. All right, now let's first find a student to read this page. How about Emma? Can you do us a favor and read this page, please?
Aidan opened his eyes and pulled up his stared around his room, searching the darkness for the thing that was making those scary noises. The closet door moved as something banged on it from the inside. Who's there? Aidan asked in a shaky voice.
All right. I have a few words I want to ask the students about their meaning. All right. So the first word is scratch. All right. Bump, bump, scratch. What does scratch mean? Yeah, Lee. Hello, Lee. What does scratch mean?
Scratch means like if you're itchy, you can like scratch the place where you're itchy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just use your finger or some other, some other things you can.
Or you can use your feet.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But it's not so easy to use your feet to scratch it. All right. Yeah, that's very interesting. Another word is chain. Serena, what is a chain?
A chin is like the bottom of your mouth. It's like your mandible.
Okay, yes, thank you. And another thing is a closet door movement of something banged on it. What do we do when we do a bang action? What do we do? Emma, what is to bang? Emma, what is to bang on it? When something banged, what does that mean?
Um, I'm like in it,
Can you say it again?
like it on it.
I didn't hear you because your voice is kind of noisy your side. But let me ask a different student. All right, so Emma, you can adjust your microphone a little bit. Lee, when we bang something, what do we do?
Bang is like a really heavy thing and you drop it, it makes a really loud sound.
Yeah, you can drop it, or you can just use your finger or something like strike it like it's a bang, bang, bang. All right, so you can just use your hand, use your palm, or use a hammer or whatever thing that strike something that's called bang. Very good. Another word is who is there? Adam asked in a shaky voice. So Serena, what is a shaky voice?
It means a hesitant voice.
Well, shaky is not hesitant. Hesitant is like you're not sure. Shaky is like you're trembling. Your body is shaking like a boo. I don't know what's happening next. You know what I mean? Your
Yeah.
voice is shaking. All right. Yeah. So that it is. All right. But hesitant is different. All right. So hesitant is different. All right. So it's when you hesitate, it's like you're not sure. You don't want to give it an answer because you don't know what exactly is. Now let's keep reading, and the first long paragraph I want to have.
Can I read?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The closet slowly began to open. Adam jumped out of bed and ran to the closet door, slamming it shut with his palms. He grabbed his desk chair and propped it against the door handle. Then he ran out of his room and down the hall. His brother's door was wide open, and Adam jumped onto David's bed.
All right, good. I have a word. He's slamming it shut. What does slam mean? Lee, what is to slap something? Slap it shut. Can you say it again?
It's like it's slamming is like you're closing it, but you're closing it really hard.
That's right. You should close a door very hard. All right, you bang close it, or you can also be you strike something, you slap something with a very hard pushing. All right, so like push it, bang, it's closed. That's called slamming the shut. Very good. Next word, he grabbed his desk chair and propped it against the door handle. Right, and so what does it mean by prop? Uh, Aria, you just stepped in a little late. What does it mean by prop? Prop.
Um,
Do you know this word? Prop.
no,
Prop. Yes or no?
no.
Okay. Prop, let me just ask a different student. All right, so how about Emma? Can you give it a try again? When we prop the chair against the door handle, what do we do?
I think it's like pushed it to the door handle.
Yeah, that's right. Just like a push it. All right, it's almost like this: push or set up. All right, so you push it against the door handle so the door will not be, uh, you know, so the door will not be open. All right, so that's what it is. And also, you can also say to set it up right against the door handle. All right. Um, So then he ran out of the room and down the hall. His brother's door was wide open, and Adam jumped onto his bed. All right, so it's a little scary. All right, so little boy jump, into the bed. All right, so that's really something scary. All right, so later I'm going to ask a question about it. All right, so now let's have next student to read 3 short conversations. How about Aria? Can you read from Adam to go to bed here?
David asked in a groggy voice, "What are you doing here?"
Keep
Adam
reading.
tugged on David's arm. "There's something in my closet. You probably had a bad dream.
Very
Go
good.
back."
Okay, thank you. All right, very good reading. All right, so you are almost like playing a drama. All right, that's very good. But we have a few words that we want to actually understand before we move on. So area. So what does it mean by groggy voice? What kind of voice is it groggy?
It's like questioning voice.
Yeah,
Adam
it's close. All right, it's like
said,
almost like that. All right, but the exact meaning of groggy is like a feeling wake. You're dizzy. You're wake. You're not sure. You almost fall. That's a kind of groggy. All right, Aria.
"I know tugging. I
Yeah,
tug means like to pull."
yeah. It's just like a wake or dizzy. All right, that type of things. Be dizzy. All right, thank you. The voice of his vague is dizzy because he's not sure because he was scared or he was shocked. All right. And remember, they were sleeping. All right. Now, Adam tugged on David's arm. Lee, when we tug something, what do we do here? Lee Huang, what does tug mean? Hello, Lee. How about Serena? What is to tug on something?
It means to pull hard or suddenly.
Exactly. All right. Pull hard. All right. Pull hard. All right. He pulled David's arm hard. There's something in my closet. All right. That could be scary when you sleep. You hear something banging in the closet. It would be very scary in the night. So now let's find next student to read probably the two paragraph short conversation. How about Emma? Can you read from here? Adam, 2 of the night.
Adam yanked the blankets of the bed. It wasn't a dream. I was awake and the closet door started opening by itself. David sighed. Fine, but when we don't find anything, you have to promise to leave me alone for the rest of the night.
Very good. So Adam yanked the blankets off. What did he do when we say he yanked? Emma, what is to yank something?
Um, like, like he, I don't know.
Yeah, yank means to pull quickly. All right, to give it a very quick pull. All right, pull the blanket off the bed. All right. And now let's find the next student to read probably from the previous page. Let's read it to here. All right, so it's a little longer, but it's not too long actually. Let's find a student to read from here, Adam, until the next page. It's totally 4 short conversation. All right, so how about Lee? Can you read from here? Adam nodded. Hello, Lee. Can you read, please? Hello, Lee. Are you still there? Because maybe some students step away, but try to keep your place. Do not leave during the class meeting. All right. So, how about Aria? Can you read from here? Adam nodded.
Adam nodded. Adam, um,
Yes, exactly.
Adam nodded. David reached into his desk and pulled out a flashlight. They headed to Adam's room. Adam stopped in the doorway.
Mm.
He could hear something scratching his closet door. Do you hear that? Adam asked. David nodded. He walked over to Adam's bed and pulled the case off from pillows. He opened the pillowcase. He opened the door very slowly. I'll grab whatever it is.
All right. Do you have any question, Aria?
No.
Okay, very good. Well, it sounds kind of like a scary saying, getting to the more scary part. All right, so then let's see what happened. So, who want to read the next part? How about Lee? I asked Lee Huang for 2 times, I remember. So can you give it a try? Because maybe just now when I asked you, you were stepping away. So how about you read it, the next 3 short paragraphs now. Lee, yes, go ahead.
Adam slid the chair to the side and pulled the closet door open. A crack. Something banged against the door, trying to force it open. Adam took a deep breath and opened the door a few more inches. A small furry creature ran right into the pillowcase. I got it. Oh, I got it, David said, closing the pillowcase and holding it in the air. What is it? Adam moved closer and David peeked inside.
All right, now let's ask some of the words. All right, so a small furry creature. What does furry mean, Lee?
It's like fluffy, and
Yeah, you
if you
can say
smell
yeah,
it feels good.
fluffy. Yeah, with
Fur,
lots
fur.
lots of fur. Right, exactly, lots of fur. Good job, good job. All right, now let me ask a different student about a different word. Creature. Emma, what is a creature?
Creature is like an animal or something that is alive.
Right, all right. A creature is basically a living thing. All right, it could be an animal. It could be even uh, you know, like a crocodile or probably a bug or an insect or whatsoever. As long as they're living, that's called creature, right? Now we have another word. Adam moved closer as David peeked inside. When we peek into something, what do we do? Serena, what is to peek inside? What does that mean for you?
To peek means um to like look or to
Look.
like look quickly.
Yeah, yeah, look quickly and very carefully and just with a little opening. All right, so not big opening. It's called peek. You don't want to be found or you don't want somebody to run away. All right, so here they don't want to have the scary creature to run away. So that's why just peek, not open it very big. All right, that's called peek. Now let's move on to see what's happening here. You see there's a picture almost like, is that a wolf or is that a ghost? We don't know. Let's read and find it out. So the first two paragraphs, why don't we invite Aria to read from David to my closet?
David put the pillowcase under the bed, climbed, and met and an orange cat climbed out. Adam scooped the cat off. Africa, how did you get trapped in my closet? David laughed. Poor cat. I, if I was locked in your closet, your stinky shoes, I'd be banging on the door to get out too. Poor apricot. Adam said, you are probably more scared than I was.
All right, we have a little something here. Let me ask you, Aria, when Adam scooped the cat up, scoop, what is to scoop? What kind of action is called scoop?
Like to carry him.
Yeah. But that kind of carry is not just carry of, any typical carry. It's like take out something almost like using a scoop, a little spoon or something. All right, it's like using a tool. All right, understand? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. To take something out like using a scoop. A scoop is like almost like a spoon. Only it's deep and it can hold a lot of, for example, ice cream or something. All right. Now, apricot is actually it could be a name. All right, because here it looks like it's just a name that of the cat. All right, but it can also mean something else. What is apricot? All right, so what is the apricot? Uh, Let me ask. Yeah, Lee, what is the apricot?
Uh, it's a kind of animal.
Apricot is not an animal. Here
I
is
don't
not.
know.
Here, apricot is a fruit. All right, it's fruit, almost like a
Oh yeah, I
peach.
remember.
Yeah, it's close. It's similar to a peach, but it's like a more flat. All right, could be tasty. Sometimes sour. Sometimes it's more sweet. All right, so you can buy it in any major store. All right, apricots, is kind of fruit. All right, but because our apricot normally is like a mature apricot is like a yellow or orange color, so that's why they name the cat because the name the cat is the orange color. Remember, so that's why we people call it. They give it a name apricot. All right, understand, Aria?
I was going to say that.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. So, and also here, the poor cat, if I was locked in your closet with your stinky shoes. All right. That's very funny. Serena, when somebody's shoes is stinky, how do you feel about it?
Bad. It's like
It
smelly.
smells very bad. Very good. All right. So it smells, almost like a disgusting. All right. Those stinky shoes. I would be banging at the door to get out too. It's funny, all right? Poor
Yeah.
apricot. Yeah, yeah. You guys are very smart. You know what that means. All right. So stinky shoes. So you were probably more scared than the worst. Actually, I think the cat was more disgusted or throwing up is than scared because the shoes more smelling bad than it's really scareful or scary or something. All right. So now
He's
let's
not very funny.
yeah, very funny. Yeah. So yes, thank you. So now let's have a few questions here. All right. So who want to answer the first question? You can raise your hand or unmute yourself. The first one, what happened right after David went to Adam's room? Yeah, go ahead, Aria. What happened?
He grabbed the flashlight.
Let's go one after another. All right. So is it Adam jump into David's bed? Did that happen? Remember, let's
Yeah,
go back. All right. All right. So
it happened.
actually, remember, in the beginning, all right, it's Adam in his room, and he went to David's room. Then they go back to Adam's room, right? So then let's go forward. After David went into Adam, remember they tried to find a scary thing. So area. So which one is Adam jumped to David's bed, or
Hey,
David grabbed a flashlight, or Adam awoke to strange
hey,
sound, or David heard the noise coming from Adam's? Which one is the correct answer?
um, hey,
A?
yeah.
No, it's not A. Because remember, when David went to Adam's room, they were
Oh
trying
yeah.
to they were trying to find the scary thing, what it is.
D
So
D D D D D D.
exactly. It's number 4, right? David heard the noise coming from Adam's closet, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good. That's the right answer. All right. So we have to read all the answer before we try to be exactly sure what it is. All right. Next, who want to give it an answer? How about Serena? Can you give it a try? What did David plan to do with the pillowcase?
Uh, um, to, uh, to, to, um, to catch the creature.
Exactly. To catch the creature in the clock is that's why it just screw up and then just close it and open a little bit to see what's going on in there. So it's trying to catch it inside the pillowcase. All right, thank you. Next one, number 3. All right, so here it's not multiple choice, but some of the answer may vary. It can be different. All right, so let's see what you can find. What was the making strange sound in Adam's closet? Lee. What was the
Uh,
making the strange sound?
a orange cat.
A orange cat. All right, very good. An orange cat. And do you still remember the orange cat's name? Do you remember?
Apricot.
Apricot. All right, that's very good. Very good. All
It's
right,
pronounced apricot.
yeah,
Apricot, not apricot.
yeah, yeah. You're right. All right, apricot. All right, but sometimes people pronounce it apricot. That's also it can be pronounced differently. All right, so sometimes because just like a tomato, it's just different people pronounce it differently. All right, so either way is right. All right. Next one. Write 3 adjectives that describe David. All right. So this is the thing. There's no exactly which is right, which is wrong. Just use your words that you can describe how you feel, how you remember about David. All right. Tell you why I choose this word. All right. So let's find Emma. What is your adjective you want to use for David? There's no right or wrong answer. There's only how you understand David.
Um,
Is he timid? Is he scared? Is he bold? Is he brave? Is he acting quickly? Is he quickly acting very quickly or whatever? What's the word you want to describe him with?
Scared because when he heard the noise that he he would run to his big brother's room.
Well, that's Adam. Remember, Adam run into David's room. It's not David was scared. Of course, he was also scared, but not as scared as Adam. Remember in the beginning, Adam was sleeping in his bed and he run into the room of his brother David. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why David, we can say he was scared too because he was not sure. All right, he was not sure. Or you can also say he used a pillowcase. The pillowcase is telling us he was not very sure what it is. He doesn't want it to hurt themselves. So that's why he's also scared. We can say that. All right. As for other words, you can use your own words. That's there's no exactly which one is wrong or which one is right. So just do your own job, or you can do it after class. So now let's talk about this one. What type of story is this? Um, Serena, what type of story do you think this is?
It's uh um it's a tall tale.
Well, it's not Todd Tale. It's not taught to. It's a mystery because mystery means in the beginning people know something scary, something strange, but finally they find the answer. That's called mystery. Do you understand, Serena?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a mystery. All right. A tall tale is like a exaggerated humorous story. But here it doesn't sound like a humorous story, does it? Serena, is that a humorous or exaggerated story?
It's an exaggerated story.
No, it's not exaggerated. It's mystery story. In other words, it's
It's an
scary.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a scary story, right?
It's a weird story.
Yeah, that's why it's called a mystery because people they too solve the mystery. All right, so that's a mystery story.
If
All right.
it,
Anyway,
if it was a real story, then it would be a nonfiction story, but it's not a nonfiction story.
can you say yeah? What's your point again, Lee? I don't quite get you say what you say. Can you say it again?
If it was real, it would be a nonfiction story, and
No, no,
it's
no,
not a
no,
nonfiction
no, no. It's
story.
it's it's not. It's just it's like a fiction. It's a story from you imagine. All right, it could be real, but based on real story, it has some imagination. So that's why it's not nonfiction. Nonfiction is almost always like you have the time, you have the city, you have the exact person's full name. That's a nonfiction. But here we're telling a story, imagined story mystery. So it's mainly a mystery story. All right, Li Huang, you understand? Do you understand,
Yeah,
Li? Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Now, let's find out some other thing. Fill in the missing letters to create words from the story. So, yeah, so the words from the story, some of the missing letters. Then write the full word on the line here. Be sure to spell each word correctly. So here is one thing with a O, with a P, with a Y, and we have a clue about this word, which is sleepy. What is this word? Anybody? Let's find a different student to try it. Emma, what is this word that in the story that with the O in the middle and with the Y towards the end, and which means sleepy? Which is the word?
Mm, uh,
You're not sure?
not sure.
All right. All right, so let's figure it out. All right, so it's groggy. Remember, groggy. All right. All right, it's groggy. All right, so let's go back and try to answer the question again. Another question. All right, here. All right, another word a word with an I. All right, so let's just write groggy, Groggy. Past tense of slide. All right, so past tense of slide with the I. Serena, what's the past tense of slide?
Slid.
Slid. Very good. All right. So next one, inner surface of the hand. 3 letters missing, 2 letters are here, MS. How about Lee? What is the inner surface of the hand that ends with MS? Li Huang.
What?
What is this word ended with M and S, which means inner surface of the hands?
Uh,
How about this one? P-A what? Palms. Do you know this word?
yeah, pumps.
Palms is actually the inner surface of your hand. All right, the palms. All right, very good. Now, next word. All right, so it means soft bag for keeping a pillow clean. What is that? All right, Emma, what is a soft bag for keeping a pillow clean? What is that word? Emma?
Pillowcase.
Yeah, pillowcase. Very good. Pillowcase. Now, still next one. This is the verb, because here, which means went towards. All right, the second letter is the E. What is that went towards? Who want to give it a try? Who want to give it a try? How about Aria? What is this word? Actually, the verb, the past tense, which means went towards. Second letter E, last 2 letters E and D. What is that?
Um, is
Looks like
hmm.
you're not sure. All right, let's take a look. It's headed. Headed, right? Yeah, so Headed. All right. So it's a little hard because there are quite a few letters missing. All right, so next one. An orange fruit with I, with the O. What is that?
It's apricot.
Apricot. All right, apricot. Very good. All right, thank you. Next one.
The
Take.
next one is peak. Peak, peak,
All right,
peak.
Peeked. Very good, very good. All right, thank you, Aria. You actually you guessed 2 words right. All right, very good. So now the last thing we don't have to do in the class meeting because it takes more time. You can actually, when you get the class documents at home between now and next week, you can list some of the main characters about the stories. Characters. We have David, we have Adam. What kind of people they are? Are they more scared? Are they more brave? Are they more active? Are they more passive? All right, are they cleaning themselves very well, or are they not making their shoes stinky? All right, those kind of things. And also, you can write and about the setting is telling people about where and when the story takes place. All right, so because this kind of settings about an imagined time, people don't know exactly which city, which place. So that's why it's not from real life. It's not a nonfiction because it's imagined. It's just like a 2 first names. We don't know where it is. So it's totally imagined. So that's why it's not a nonfiction. It's a mystery story. All right, now let's move on and get to another story. And this time it's easier because it's a simpler reading. But this one, we're going to do a writing exercise after. We don't just read it. We wanted to write something based on the story after we answer those questions. All right, so now, Serena, Can you read from here to here? Says,
Jake is going on a trip. He and mom take a taxi to the airport. It's my first plane trip, he tells the taxi driver. That's great, the taxi driver says.
yeah, very good. So tell me one word. Actually, I'm going to ask you two meanings of this word. Serena, what is the first meaning of taxi as a noun? What is the
Um,
meaning? Yeah.
like a Uber. It's like
Well,
it takes you.
it's not a Uber. The Uber is not a taxi. Uber is called a hired car or a hired a hired vehicle or hired car. But they're both hired car, but it's not a Uber. All right.
A
Taxi,
taxi is like a yellow car.
it doesn't have to be yellow. Some city it could, yeah, it could be yellow like in New York City or many cities, but it could be also green. It could be even red. All right. For example, in Japan, you can find many green taxi. In Hong Kong, you can find many red taxi. All right, other cities, other different places, you could even have blue. All right, so the color can be different. All right, but thank you for trying. All right, now let me find a
Hooray.
different. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so what's your answer? Say it again. Want to give it a try? Because I want to answer another meaning, which is the verb. When we say taxi, the verb, especially remember we're talking about the airport. That's the meaning of a taxi and the verb, which is very much related to airport. Aria, do you know what's a verb meaning for taxi?
The meaning for taxi drives?
It's not a drive. It's not drive. All right, thank you. How about Li Huang? When an airport related action that is called taxi, what is the meaning of taxi here? That's related to airport.
Like a Uber?
It's not a Uber, all right? It's a verb. Remember the verb. What does the verb mean as a taxi?
Driving?
Yeah, if you don't know, let's find a different student to try it. All right, Serena. When we say, let's tell you something. All right, let's say the Airbus air. Okay, let's make it clear. All right, so it's easy for you to see. Um, the Airbus, the Airbus 380 taxied slowly. All right, so what does that mean? The Airbus 380 taxied slowly. What does it mean? What does this taxi mean?
It means to like ride slowly.
Well, almost there. All right, so taxi means an airplane like Airbus 380. All right, you know what's the Airbus, Serena?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Airbus is
yeah.
like a Boeing or Airbus. They're it's just the name of an airplane, all right, very big airplane, 380. When it taxis slowly means we're moving on the airfield, right? Or airfield. Airfield is like the runway, or you can also call it the runway, right? Where it's landing or it's taking off. Does that make sense, Serena? Do you both understand? Aria, you're both, unmuted. Do you both understand when it's running, we're moving slowly on the runway or airfield, it's called taxiing. Understand, Aria?
Yeah.
Yeah. So an airplane before taking off, moving slowly on the runway is one time for taxiing. It can also be it's already landed, it's moving slowly towards the bridge where it's connected to the terminal. That's also called taxiing. All right. So taxiing is basically moving slowly on the runway or the airfield. All right. All right. Now, let's move forward. All right. So who want to read this page? You can raise your hand or give it a try. Just want to do it. Yeah, go ahead. Aria, go ahead.
Jake finds his seat and buckles his seatbelt. The plane's engine rumbles and roars. Jake opens his backpack and pulls out Panda. My first plane trip, he whispers. He holds Panda's paw. Plane moves faster and faster. Then whoosh! On the ground, cars and houses look like toys. Jake smiles. Guess what, Panda? He says, flying is fun.
All right, now let's take a look some of the interesting here. So buckets, buckles are not bucket, buckle. Let me find a different student. All right, so Aria, you have answered quite a few questions. You're great. Now let's give another student the opportunity. Emma, what is to buckle the seatbelt? What does that mean?
Like the two things together.
Yeah, to actually buckle the seatbelt is like joining the two sections or two parts of the seatbelt. Or they're made of a female and male part of the metal, like iron, steel, or aluminum. Or they buckle, you put them together so they will tightly secure your body, so you will not fly out when the airplane suddenly dropping or rising, or so you don't get injured. All right, that's called a buckle. Just same thing like in a car, you're riding a car, you say buckle up, let's buckle up. So fasten your seatbelt. All right, very good. When the plane engine, here's one thing. Lee Wan, what is an engine? Tell me.
The engine is like in a car, in a plane, or in a
Then
it's in
what?
technology.
Yeah, what's the function? What's the usage? Why they need an engine? What's the purpose they have an engine in there?
The
Yeah, engine is basically the power. All right, the power part. All right, of a car or airplane. All right, so power is basically providing power to push the airplanes running so fast, then it can take off, getting into the air, and it won't drop. That's called, the power. All right, but the power part that's making the airplane can fly in the air, that's called the engine. Does that make sense, Li Wang?
yeah.
Okay, it's basically a power part or power device. All right, you can also call it power device or part. Now, next word, rumble and roar. All right, we have two verb. Serena, what is rumble? What is roar? What's their difference?
Rumble is like, and then roar is like,
Roar is like what? Can you just make it sound? Can you make it sound like rail? Okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Almost like that, right? Yeah. So rumble is basically make low um powerful powerful sound. All right. Like use those big machine, boom, like a tank or something, or like a big truck. Roar is like a tiger, or like a very a big bird. All right, so like a roar, like they're making a very high scary sound. It's called rising high volume sound, right? Like a tiger or like a wolf, all right? That kind of thing is called roar. All right. Now let's move on. Interesting thing, Jake opens the backpack and pulls out a panda. Now, Emma, what is a panda?
A panda is an animal with black and white fur.
Yeah, but my question is, why can Jake carry a panda, an animal, onto the airplane? Isn't that strange? Because when you get into the security, the TSA, in the airport, they don't allow you to carry a, a dog or other animal unless it's prescribed by a doctor. It's accompanying comforting animal with the doctor's note or something. Then you can carry a dog. But normally they don't want you to carry an animal unless you're putting in a safe cage. You cannot let them come out because it could make the whole airplane in a mess. Why? Jake could take an animal in there. Or is that a real animal? Yeah, Emma.
No, it's a toy.
It's a toy. That's why it's having an uppercase. Because uppercase means it's just a name of the little thing. It's actually a toy animal. It's not real. All right. So yeah, exactly. That's right. All right. Um. So now let's answer the question. Looks like this is easy. Then I'm going to write something. All right. First question: how do Jake and his mom travel to the airport? Who can find it out? Aria, how did they get to the airport?
See, see.
See, taxi,
Pilot
right? Yeah.
flying. And the pilot says to Jake, "Welcome aboard. Easy peasy."
Okay, you're making a lot of fun thing. All right, yeah. They're taking the taxi anyway. Then what does a pilot do? All right, so Serena, what is the job of a pilot on an airplane?
To drive the plane.
To drive. All right, to drive the airplane. All right. All right. And pilot is the major role. There's another person sitting beside the pilot. What do we call them? Li Huang. Other than the pilot, we have a person sitting beside the pilot. What do we call that kind of person? Li Huang? Or how about Aria? What is that person sitting beside the pilot? Yeah, Aria. Other than the pilot, what do we have in the airplane? It's called cockpit. It's called cockpit. It's almost like the driving space in the airplane. But in the cockpit, we have a pilot, but we always have another person, unless it's a very small airplane. But in this kind of big commercial airplane, they always have another person. What do we call them, other than the pilot? Do you know, Ari?
Servants, because there's some people serving.
It's not serving people. That's called, attendant. All right, that's called a co-pilot. Sitting beside a pilot is called co-pilot. All right? Understand? Do you understand, Aria? Okay. Co-pilot is basically sitting beside the pilot, helping the airplane to be flown. Right? So now, what does the pilot say to Jake? Do you still remember that? Anybody remember? What does yeah, go ahead, Emma. What does the pilot say to Jake?
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. All right, very good. All right, very good. In other words, welcome aboard means welcome to taking the airplane. Now, another question I think everybody understands because we explained that. All right, so very quickly, Lee, who is Panda? Who is Panda? Lee.
Panda.
Yeah, in the four choices, which one the right? Is that a Jake's brother, his pet, a large? Which one the right?
A large animal.
No, it's not. Remember, he cannot take an animal unless he has a license. And and remember, we already said it's not a real animal. What it is?
Oh yeah, Jake's pets.
No. Let me ask a different student. I already explained. You probably forget. Serena, what is Panda? Who is Panda? Remember?
A stuffed animal.
Stuffed animal, right? It's like a toy, right? Yeah. So it's a stuffed animal, just like a stud, like a teddy bear, or like a stuffed panda or a stuffed, puppy. All right. They're not real animals. They're toys. All right. Good. So now, what does Jake whisper to Panda? Anybody remember? What does Jake whisper, say quietly to Panda? What did he say? How about Emma? What does Jake say quietly whisper to the panda? What did he say?
Um,
Flying is
uh,
what?
all of it.
Flying is what?
Fun.
Flying is fun, all right? All right, and also here that is my first airplane, but that's when he didn't talk to Panda yet, all right? But it's almost like that, all right? But anyway, you can say flying fun, or probably he said, it's my first, flight. All right, you can say either way. All right, so now let's read this sentence from the story. On the ground, the cars and houses look like toys. What does this mean? Um, Serena? When in the story it says on the ground the cars and houses look like toys, what does that mean, Serena?
It means that the cars and houses look very small.
Exactly. The cars and toys look very small because when you fly very high in the airplane, they're very far from you, so they look very small. Very good. All right. Now, here are some of the answers. Like in a taxi, he or she, like flies the airplane. Welcome aboard. Or the D, stuffed animal is my first plane. Or it can also say flying is fun. All right, all these kind of things. All right, very good. Now let's do, using the rest of the time. Let's do an exercise of writing. All right, because you guys are very smart and you are doing a great job. Now let's do a writing exercise. All right, and I want you to write. All right, write your own. All right, travel story within, let's say, 30 words. All right. It could be 3 to 4 sentences, 4 to 5. All right, doesn't matter. I'm gonna give you. We still have 7 minutes, so I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to finish. Then we're gonna do the editing. All right. So write your own travel story, just like what Jake did. All right. Then you can have two persons. You can have one person. You can have a one person and one animal. You can have the pilot. You can have the co-pilot. You can have different people. All right. Write your own story, your travel story within 30 words. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write. All right, now you can everybody write and then send in the chat box. I'm going to wait and then we're going to do the editing and we're going to give you some correction and some very interesting comments for each other. Remember, just write in the chat box. All right. So I know a lot of people writing a lot of things in the chat box. Now it's time to show up your writing ability. All right, we don't have more time. We have to submit. Everybody submit
Can
something.
it,
All
can that
right.
be like a fiction story?
Yeah, it is. It can be, of course. But you ask a little too too late. All right, you should ask in the beginning. We don't have time, even if you didn't finish writing. All right, but let's take a look at whoever write whatever that we have. All right, so we don't have time to just write more. All right, so the first one by Aria, but Aria didn't finish. Once upon a time, a girl lived in a small village named. All right, so the story is not finished. All right, so just think a little faster. All right, so let's write a little comment. Think and act faster. All right, so you have time limit. All right, so anything great, but if you don't have time, then you have to plan to do the things faster. Next one by Emma. On my trip to Guam, very good. Guam is an island on the Pacific Ocean. My brother and I needs. All right, my brother and I not needs need. All right, Emma. No s. Remember that. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. So need to leave school earlier so my family could go to the airport to go on. All right. And also, looks like it happened in the past, so that's why you should use needed instead of need. I needed in the past, and also remove that, as. All right, and to my family could. So first, we needed to um, go to Manila for another plane. Looks like it's not finished, so that's why I write a little faster. Next one by Li Huang. I went to China. Remember, China is a uppercase. All right, Li Huang? I went to China and made kung fu on the way to China. All right. Kung fu is like a Kung. All right. Kung fu. All right. On the way to China. All right. So Kung Fu Panda. Kung
I
Fu
meant to
Panda.
write Kung Fu Panda,
Kung Fu Panda. All right.
but
Very
it's
good.
Kung Fu over
Yeah.
here.
Kung Fu Panda. All right. Kung Fu Panda is an uppercase. Kung Fu Panda, and Panda is also uppercase because it's a special name. It's not any. It's a trademark actually. Kung Fu Panda is a trademark. Um, so help me to cut down a bamboo and I ate it. All right, very interesting. I made it to China here, uppercase, and a big fat bouncer ate the world. All right, that's very funny. All right, anyway, you guys try to write something, but try more and try harder. All right, you guys did learn very fast the word, but writing needs more exercise. All right, we're gonna see you next week. Bye now, everybody.
Bye.